everybody, hope you're all doing really well. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a quite chilled one. We're just going to be going through my bookshelves, choosing what I want to read in May and possibly June. We've made it to the point where my TBR pile is so long that it has its own bookshelf, and I'm feeling the need to do monthly TBRs again after the longest time, and I'm actually very excited about it. So I can't wait to choose what I'm going to read in May. So whatever I'm feeling, I'm just going to put it on my little TBR pile and hopefully I will read all of them. So let's go through my books. Decided what we're reading in May. Ugh, I have a delicious pile of books. Let's go through them all. Oh, no, Animal Farm! Are you okay? This book, I'm actually really worried is going to fall apart. It's a very old copy of Animal Farm by George Orwell. No, I have not read this. I am sorry. And it's really falling apart to the point I wonder if I should even read this copy. But I don't think it will take me very long. I think this is from 1951, which kind of makes sense because it's so crumbly. This copy is actually quite gross. What is all that stuff? I feel like everyone who reads Animal Farm loves it, so I'm just gonna read it. And if this book survives, then well done you. I'm prioritising reading classics this year, so if you think Animal Farm is a good place to start, or if you have any other suggestions on good classics for a beginner, then please do let me know. I would hugely appreciate it. Please help me. Thank you. So next, we have a short story collection called Revenge by Yoko Ogawa. This is described as ominous and darkly beautiful, and I've heard that it is very dark, and I'm so excited about it. I think this is a short story collection that follows lots of different people, but their lives interlink in some way, which is just genius, a genius idea. I cannot wait for this. I've gotten really into short story collections in the last year or two, and I just can't wait to see what Yoko Ogawa does. I just finished reading The Housekeeper and the Professor by her, and I thought it was lovely, but I am really intrigued to see how she writes darker stories because it was quite light-hearted, and I'm wondering how this one is going to be different. So I cannot wait to read this, and again, I think it's quite short. It's about 150 pages. Next, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to this, but I do really like the idea of reading The Pisces by Melissa Broder. This is a romance between a woman and a merman, and apparently it is incredible. The writing is meant to be great. This quote by Dolly Alderton really pulled me in. Of all the books that I read this summer, I think this was my absolute favourite. Yes, please. Next up, we have Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. This, I think, is a translated work. Is it not translated? Yes. Ginny Tapley Takamori is the translator. I actually have realised that I don't really know what this is about. I've heard so many things about this, varying from bizarre to heartbreaking to hilarious to grotesque. I'm so excited. Unfortunately, I haven't read Convenience Store Woman, which I would have liked to read before this, but I just really want to read this. I very much plan to read this without knowing much about it. I just think that it will be a more fun reading experience, and I would definitely let you know what I think. We have Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This is a chunky guy. This is like 450 pages, but have you ever seen anything more summery in your life? No. All I know about this is that it's a YA novel about a girl called Emily, and her best friend has gone missing, and I believe that she's sort of set up with some tasks to try and find her. I've heard really good things about this. I think this is a lot of people's favourite Morgan Matson, which is why I've held on to it for such a long time. I just really want to get into this, and it looks like a perfect summer read. I also picked up some poetry to read. I like the idea of The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one by Amanda Lovelace. I haven't read any of her poetry, but I've heard really good things. I'm just going to dive into it and see what I think. And hopefully it's great. This book is actually a borrowed copy from my friend Kate. So Kate, if you're watching, I am so sorry that I have not read this yet, but I'm going to read it in May. It is How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. I believe this is now doing the rounds, which is really exciting. I'm a really big fan of Bella Mackie, and this is her fiction debut. So it's about a girl who murders 6 of her family members, but she's actually in prison for a murder that she didn't commit. This sounds so great. I think this has a lot of dark humour in it, and it's about class and family at the core. This I'm definitely reading in May because it's disturbing how long I've had it for. I have to give it back. So Kate, it's coming back to you. Don't worry, I'm gonna read this. Lastly, we have a graphic novel called Becoming Unbecoming by Una, which is an anonymous name, I think. The inside flap says that this explores gender violence, blame, shame, and social responsibility. This is told in such an interesting format. It's very free-flowing, and inventive and unique. I've actually owned this for like probably about 5 years. And I still haven't read it, and I'm embarrassed. If I haven't read this by the end of May, you have my permission to tell me off on social media. I think this is sort of a memoir in the form of a graphic novel, following Una and how she is on the receiving end of violence from somebody in her life. And this is also set in the 70s, so the Yorkshire Ripper is on a killing spree, and she's witnessing that on the news and how people are responding to it. I think this will be quite heavy, but it looks amazing and I'm very excited. Okay, so this is my May TBR. Will I get to all of them? Almost certainly not, but I will try. Feel free to chat to me in the comments about what you're reading in May or what you're reading in 2022 and your priorities. I would love to know, and please let me know if you've read any of these books. Thank you so much. Okay, and with that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.